Yeah, that's better. Okay. Ready? Hi, Alexis. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. So last time we met, you were discussing some concerns in school and your grades academically and how you felt like you were going back on the track of how you were a couple years ago with drinking and alcohol. So how's everything been going with that?
I've been doing okay, I guess. With the drinking, I can tell that maybe I'm not drinking so much, but I haven't really been, kind of calculating it, I guess. I've just kind of been noticing I haven't been drinking as much or wanting to drink as much, but I still am drinking pretty heavily. But also, I noticed last week that my GPA wasn't where it's supposed to be, and I've been considering grad school, and I'm graduating in a few months, so that isn't a lot of time to get my grades up. If I do good on my grades this semester, my GPA can get to where it's supposed to be, but if not, then grad school is totally out of the picture, so that's kind of been stressing me out, and normally when I get stressed, I tend to drink, so that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay, and before we go any further, is it okay if I asked you some questions related to your drinking as you mentioned before?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and again, this session is to just clarify to make sure we're on the same page because it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since our last meeting, and I know some things have changed in between that time. So, as you mentioned something about your GPA, it's not where it should be for the master's program. What is it supposed to be?
When I was talking to my advisor, she said to get into the, the program that I want to get into, it's supposed to be a 3.2.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I'm at a 3.1, so if I fail a class or even maybe get a B or lower in the class, it's going to drop even more, and that's totally grad school's going to be out of the picture for me, and I know if I take a semester off or whatever, then I'm not coming back to complete grad school.
Okay, and since the drinking has been a problem before, was that school related or something else?
I feel like a little bit of everything, school related, family issues, so a little bit of everything.
But I feel like now, just hearing you talk about it, you know what to expect as far as the stress that triggers your drinking, because you said now you've only been drinking for about 3 or 4 months, but it's been gradually increasing, and you've already sought out help so it don't get as far as it was last time.
Mm-hmm.
So what all has happened since we met 3 weeks ago, like maybe day to day or weekly?
I've noticed that some days when I drink, I'll maybe have a glass of wine or two, and it doesn't really get me drunk, but I'll stop there, and then on the weekends I tend to drink really heavily, which affects my Monday morning classes and me doing work and studying over the weekend. But I'll at least have maybe like a glass or two of wine every night, which to me I don't feel like is as bad, especially when I'm not getting like super drunk off of it. But looking back, I have noticed that I do drink really still pretty bad on the weekends.
Okay, and what makes it the weekends different from the week through the week?
I guess because on the weekends I don't have to get up the next morning for school. I don't have a job that I have to work through the weekends. All of my friends go out on the weekends. So I guess it would kind of be peer pressure, because when they want to go out, I want to go out. And if I would just stay at home, I know I would probably only have like a glass or two of wine like I normally do. But when I go out or I'm at a bar or at a party, I tend to drink a whole lot more and get a whole lot more drunk than I do by myself at home.
Okay, so it seems like, you are doing good with identifying what's causing the drinking, and maybe if you could just try to, remove yourself from those situations. I know you enjoy going out with friends or whatever, but, and homework, schoolwork is not going to go away. So I feel like you're doing good by, decreasing your drinking, even if it's not as much. And in the situation with your drinking, you said you're still drinking every day, and before it was a while ago you said like 2 glasses of wine or 2 bottles of wine a day. So what would you like to see different about your situation now, because it's been 3 weeks and I know you have changed gradually through?
I guess what I would like to see different is kind of managing how drunk I get, when I guess talking about the weekends, because I know my limit and I know when to stop, but for some reason I just keep going and going. So what I would like to see different is maybe cut out drinking throughout the week at all, and maybe to go out with my friends on the weekends and socialize, but not get to the point where like I'm so drunk that I'm sick and acting crazy like I tend to do. I just kind of want to know my limit and know when to stop so I can still be cordial and have a good time without, ruining the night or whatever, getting sick or whatever.
Okay. So it seems as if you know your boundaries, you know what's going on, but you enjoy drinking because it makes you feel good, and related to schoolwork, it helps you take the edge off and you're not so stressed out about schoolwork and everything that's going on.
Yeah, I feel like throughout the week with school assignments and tests and quizzes and everything, kind of when the weekend gets here, I kind of have a break, and I feel like that's what I want to do is drink because I don't have assignments to do, or if I do, I'll push it off to the last minute. I feel like the weekends are kind of my like getaway from school and stuff, and that's when I tend to get the most drunk or drink the most.
So what have you done on campus to help reduce stress so it won't lead to the drinking, at least through the week anyway?
Well, I've sought out some tutoring services. I go to them as needed. I could probably go daily or maybe every other day just to keep myself on track. But normally I go like when I have a big paper coming up or test or quiz. But I could go a whole lot more. And I also could get involved throughout campus to kind of level out my stress because people on campus are kind of facing the same thing I am as far as stress level. So having somebody to relate to would be good. I think I just need to apply myself more, just not going to tutoring when I need it. Do more stuff throughout campus too.
Okay. And I know last time we spoke, you said you were supposed to graduate in May of next year. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So are you still on the same track?
Yeah, I am still on the same track to graduate. If I pass these classes, I think I have like a C or D in a few of my classes, but I plan on bringing them up. And I've been doing good with bringing them up. But if I don't have all A's this semester, then grad school's out the picture, which is kind of discouraging because it's something that I really want to do.
Well, I don't think, it will be discouraging because a lot of people fall in this situation. A lot of people don't realize you have to have a certain GPA to enter the master's program or the advanced standing, as you mentioned. I know advanced standing, the GPA is probably higher for that than it will be a traditional pathway. So you could still keep that in mind. There are other options out there to still go forward.
Yeah, my mind was set on advanced standing, but I know if I can't get into that, then traditional would be my next best option. And maybe it kind of would benefit me to take my time as opposed to getting it all done in 10 months like the advanced standing would be. I just kind of haven't weighed out my options completely yet.
Okay, and I agree. So your commitment's really showing by actually, showing up here today for your meeting and discussing with me what you've done. And even though it's only been 2 to 3 weeks, you've showed a lot of commitment and progress. Did you mention how many you drink a day, or I know you said more on the weekends, but
like throughout the week?
Yeah.
Typically like maybe 2 glasses of wine. Typically, I try not to drink, liquor or mixed drinks or anything like that through the week just so I can have success with that at school success with that at school the next day. But yeah, she's like 2 or 3 glasses of wine, but I kind of want to cut that out completely.
Okay. Well, I do have a plan of action that we can discuss for moving forward. We'll meet again in about 2 weeks, and I can say that maybe you can find some support groups on campus. It doesn't have to be alcohol related, maybe managing stress for schoolwork specific, because schoolwork and school is what's triggering your drinking. And maybe, let's see, document. I want you to document. If you want to, that's up to you. Just so we can see the change that it has brought about. Document, what you're drinking through the week. Maybe document what assignments you had to do that week. And then what you drink on the weekend.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we'll meet again, I think I said, in about 2 weeks. On the 20th. That'll be on a Friday. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And just keep track of it, and I'll give you this sheet of paper, and you can document everything on there and just bring it back with you to your next meeting to make it easier.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.